not everybody that can go the distance. You got it right. You heard Fat Joe. Don't start if you're not going to finish. You're going to dream big. You got to go to the end. You're going to never win a Super Bowl if you don't go to the end, but that's all right. People got things to do. They got to get showered, got to loosen up, they got to eat. I just want you to know I still love you. Now, let's talk about recruiting. And I just want to say one thing. I get it. Shopping annuity, spent dollars, turn it into earning. I'm so proud of myself. JR taught me a new word, alchemy. You know what? I didn't know what that means. I acted like I did. I had to search it. And I couldn't spell it. I spelled it with a K, not a CH. And then he had to come out and talk about a dumb football player. Damn, that was something. He does that all the time. Boom, 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 boom. Go buy me a Mercedes. Damn. He's so dumb, he didn't know what color to get. I got that, okay. But here I am, still standing after 24 years at the end of the day, and we got what it takes. So we're going the distance because we know what it takes to win a championship, and I do appreciate each and every one of you. This day was fantastic. I hope you enjoyed it. It's really something that built off of yesterday, but now, since we get taking spend dollars and turn to earning, we need to do what? Build the organization, don't we? We have to have enough people in the group. And I know we have to be products of the products and do the shopping annuity and all that, but I have genuine people here that want to come up and tell you how you can do that. Normal people just starting out in the business. Now, one quick update. We're about 70% sold out for international convention. 70%, that's really good. All right, now, PayPal, right? 6 months, interest-free credit, but sad part is you got to have some credit, okay? So when you go on there, you can get the tickets. But here's the real scary thing. You got to be willing to show the plans to sell the 2 tickets and take your ticket. Now, if you're not showing the plan, you better make a commitment to show the plan, because what's going to happen is you're going to be one of those people out front saying, I got a ticket for sale for $80, okay? Here's the rule. If you buy the tickets now, test yourself. Remember, mind games? 30 days, sell your tickets in 30 days. Whatever you got to do, get them off the way. Call in and say, I need another ticket. It's better that way. So let's make it real. Let's sell out the international convention, all right? So remember that. Beat the crowd, buy the tickets on the way out tonight. All right, now, here I am. I'm watching all these new young unfranchises growing, and here's a young couple from Rochester, New York, okay? 4 kids. There seems to be a theme here. She had more than a basketball team. She was going for the baseball team. She's at 6 now, Lord have mercy. Maybe we gotta have more children to get better sponsoring out here, I don't know. We gotta put you under head. We got one with 4, we got one with 6, we're working here. But this couple is amazing because they work as a team. When one's out, the other one's in. When the other one's out, the other one's in. And it's amazing because I've learned, because they're on an accountability team, that I watch them grow. Becky and her husband, Mark Straub, has done a great job. They're senior master coordinators, and they got some great insight. So please help me welcome to the stage Becky and Mark Straub.
We know it's the end of the day. First, we want to thank JR, Lauren, Dennis, Jim, Mark Ashley for being able to give us this opportunity. We are truly humbled to be in front of all of you today. We're here. This is a big moment for us. We're nervous. It's normal. It's natural. I got this beautiful woman as my business partner, and we're here today, and we're going to be talking to you about prospecting and recruiting with the shopping annuity. Becky?
So we are so excited to be here after this incredible, yesterday and today have been amazing, hasn't it? And this is amazing. So when we are talking about prospecting and recruiting and sponsoring within our organization, you know, we really view this as a gift, an opportunity. And 4 years ago, we were working, oh my gosh, I was working 3 jobs, my husband was working, 2 jobs, and we're hard workers. That was the really hard part. It wasn't fair. We were working hard, and it was actually this business that was presented to us as a gift. And we've never lost sight of that because it's given us more than we could possibly imagine. So when we present it to others, that's how we present it, because we can change lives with this. So we truly believe that this business is a gift, and this mindset makes prospecting and recruiting. It doesn't feel like a job or a chore, but it creates a burning desire to help everyone around us. We want to share what we have, because if we can give someone else the same gift that was given to us, it wouldn't be fair not to offer it.
Right.
So, as far as the shopping annuity, I'm going to speak more specifically to the bonus pool. It's something that Mark and I have really followed since the beginning. And I love the fact that it's a blueprint. For me, it's a blueprint because it's a proven business system. And now we have an opportunity to take that and to be able to follow that and to duplicate that. And as a result, we grow. We grow by partners, we grow with volume. So when we look on average, now there are 6 of us, so we do have a good-sized family, but on average, we have about 500 BV in our home every month that we've converted over to ourselves. Why? Because we pay ourselves, we pay our team, and it's also a great way to save. So by having all of that converting our spending, it gives us not only an opportunity to experience all of our incredible products, but it gives us also an education. We learn more. And by learning and by taking and trying, it gives us the opportunity to share, whether it's sharing products, services, or the actual shop.com site, so all of those wonderful partner stores. That in turn turns to customers by accident. You know, you get excited, you're telling someone, and all of a sudden these customers emerge. And for us, fortunately, I would say at least half, if not more, of the last year of sponsorship for us, our new partners, came about from customers. So by trying our products, by trying our website, that's when they asked, how do we do this?
Yep.
How do we earn an income on things that we're already buying? So that's our opportunity to share that with them.
Thank you. Very good job. Excellent. Perfect. Like
Thanks.
you. We stand before you tonight and we want you to ask yourselves, remember why you started. Your why. It's probably different than our why. In just a second, you're going to see the next slide about our why. But please, JR, all the corporate team members and all the fantastic speakers that have been speaking here today have talked about the why. Why are you doing this? Becky just shared with you why we do this. We share what we have. It is a gift. Everybody likes getting gifts. I like giving you gifts. I like it when you give me gifts.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, as far as the why goes, every night, you know, I think we're hearing this throughout the entire weekend, you have to know your why, because that's what gives you the ability to go out and build after you work all day and you make dinner for the family and you're out trying to create something. For us, it's to create for our children. We have now the opportunity to be home with our kids. We never had that. Elizabeth, you spoke yesterday. As families and being a mom, my greatest gift is time with my kids. So I do get emotional about this because my why is my kids. And that's really our kids. Yes, sorry. So yeah, you need to know your why before you can go any further, because if you don't know why you're doing what you're doing, you're not as apt to do it. What's the reason behind it? So this is our why.
Our why. Our why is our children. We have a 13-year-old that's next to Mickey on the right. Mickey is not one of our children. We go there a lot, so he might become an adopted child. But our why with our children, and in fact, the little one on the left, time freedom, folks, duplication. There's an example. We have 2 teenage daughters who are healthy, strong, because they are products of the product. Our son, he's our balance. Our daughters and our son, they're our why. We see a picture there at regional convention. We took a date and we went up to Boston to show our kids the history of our country. We were able to do that because of our time freedom and our business. We've got my in-laws, the biggest supporters we have. And if you have supporters like we have, you are going to rock this business. They are business partners, 70 plus years, 0 medications. They are the product of the product. They are going to be around a long time. Talk about residual income, we got residual time because of our products.
And if I could just say one more thing as far as my parents go, they are business partners, and my dad, to be able to work now with him in this capacity has been like nothing ever before. I now can spend time with him and create an income for our family that now I have with my parents and pass it down to my children. There's nothing out there that you can do like that, in my opinion. There's nothing else that you can find that you can share the time and the money and the residual income. So just to wrap things up, as far as this business with the shopping annuity, take advantage of what's been created for us. Follow that. When we first started, that was the one piece of advice. Don't worry about the minimums. Be able to take that, roll that over to what you're already spending, and then share it with others. And that shopping annuity bonus pool that we find in the back office, teach the new people how to do that. Show them how to be able to convert what they're already spending, because if they can already see the difference in what they're creating, man, it's magical. So with that being said,
thank you.
Our last piece, thank you so much for having us up here. Have a wonderful weekend and be awesome.
Yeah.
No, there's a common thread I'm hearing here. Did you notice that people that are talking about the recruiting, they're spending more time with the people that they're sponsoring into the business to actually make sure they know where things are. And I say this because our next speaker is a dynamic speaker. He's from the New York City area. It's the Bronx, but I'm going to just say New York City because he covers it. He's all over the place. He's good. But, you know, I think of Larry Rogowsky in an amazing way because he spends so much time in helping people, not only on his team, but in teams around the country and going international. I would love you to help me give him a rousing welcome to the stage, Larry Rogowsky.
What's up, shop.com? All right, end of the day. I promise to send you off in a great way. So thank you guys for having me out here. I'm here to talk about one of my favorite topics, recruiting. But recruiting is kind of a funny word, don't you think? It's like we're joining the army or something. So we're gonna redefine a few things here. We're gonna get into that in just a second. I wanna give you guys my background a little bit because I come from a health professional background. I was a licensed massage therapist. I still am a licensed massage therapist since 2001 with a very successful practice in New York City. I was working a lot. And when I first looked at this as a business, I honestly just wanted some great products to carry as part of my practice. And I fell in love with the isotonics line. I loved the delivery system. I loved that it was easy and it was effective, and I started seeing great results with my clients. So I really brought that into my practice, and people were getting tremendous results, and then I couldn't shut up about it. Really, and my clients couldn't shut up about it, and other therapists were asking me what I was doing, what I was up to. And I couldn't shut up. So I started inviting them to events, and I started opening my mouth about what else was behind these products and what it could do for them in their practice. So fast forward a little bit, you know, I was seeing about 20 to 25 clients a week. So if you guys can imagine what that's like, doing 20 to 25 massages every week, it's exhausting, right? And I thought about, do I want to be doing that when I get into my 40s, 50s, 60s? The answer is no. Could I even do it? I don't know. So it was so important to bring in some other streams of revenue into my practice, and that's where this all came in. So I brought the products in, and I started to earn this incredible residual income that started to grow and grow and grow in addition to my retail profits. And a few years later, about 3 years later, I was able to start giving away some of my clients, and my colleagues were very happy for that. And they were kind of asking me, like, why are you giving me your clients? What's happening here? And I said, well, we'll talk. We'll talk. And eventually, I was able to give up my entire practice. I replaced my income with the money that I make through Market America. and shop.com. And specifically with the Nutrimetrics division. So if you have, Nutrimetrics and TLS. So if you have a desire to work with licensed health professionals, I encourage you guys to really look at Nutrimetrics and get to the Nutrimetrics trainings because it will entirely change and shift your business. But let's talk a little bit about this recruiting thing. What does that look like? And let's get rid of the word recruiting, just for right now, okay? I want you guys to repeat this after me. Expanding distribution through powerful and synergistic partnerships. Can we all do that together? Expanding distribution through powerful and synergistic partnerships. Doesn't that just kind of feel good? A little sexy, right? So let's get into that zone because we're looking for the right people. We're not just looking for any body. We're looking for the right bodies. Would you agree? It's like dating. And sometimes you have to go through a few bad dates to get to the good date. So you never want to discount anybody. You could meet someone that you feel like, they may not be right for my business, but who do they know? Think about that, you guys. Some of my best business partners are not people that I've personally introduced to my business. They're through people's people. All of a sudden, these magic people show up in your business. Does anybody else have that experience here? Anyone else? Yeah. All these guys sitting in the $1 Million Club have definitely had that experience, I'm sure. So it all starts with building relationships. And you want to get really good at building powerful relationships and meaningful relationships with people. All right? This isn't just a bunch of chatter. This is about really getting into who people are and what do they want, what is their why. You guys have heard a lot about the why, especially from JR so incredibly today. The why is what it's all about. So you're building relationships with people and you're talking to them. About 7 years ago, I started my business 9 years ago, by the way, at the end of 2006. And a couple years after that, I had jury duty. Now, does anybody ever want to go to jury duty? No, but now you do. Seriously. You get that summons, you're like, all right, there's a whole pool of people I don't know yet, and they're going to be bored out of their mind sitting around all day. I actually wasn't thinking that when I went, but when I got there, I happened to just be hanging out, and I heard a great conversation behind me. It turns out this guy, he's talking about health, and it turns out he's a personal trainer. Well, I happened to turn around, and we had a little conversation. One thing led to another. By the end of the day, I didn't get picked, by the way, to be on that jury, which was good news. But I did find my new business partner, a personal trainer, right? I plugged him into events. He came on board. So that's how that happens, but it all happened because I started to ask him questions. I wanted to know what he was about, just because I heard some of the things that he was saying, some of the things he was talking about. So you want to build relationships. A great place to build relationships, guys, is on social media, right? You don't really even have to leave the house, though. I encourage you, get out of the house. Life is way more interesting when you leave your house, right? But when you're branding yourself on social media, you want to think about lifestyle. Be careful of the stuff that you're sending out. What's the message that you're sending out there? You don't put the pictures of you with the kegger, Be really careful of what you're posting out there. You want it to be fun and lively. Look at the people that are successful and check out what they're posting on their Facebook pages. So you want images and content that engage the people that are following you, and you're going to keep getting more and more followers. But remember, the big no-no is just watch the stuff you're posting. Any negative stinking thinking, get it out of there. Because we all know those people that every post they have on a daily basis is negative. It's like, my kid threw up on my lap, and then I was late for work. What are they attracting, right? We don't want to be those people. We want to be the people that are having a great time and life is delicious. Because that's what people are going to be attracted to, and they're going to come to you. Be authentic. Yeah. Be authentic. Find common ground. Speak only about things that you love, because that's how you're going to draw people to you. You're not going to be Dennis Franks, right? Dennis Franks is awesome, but don't try to be him. They made one Dennis Franks, and that's all we got, right? He's him. Be the best you that you can be. Find common ground with people based on who you are, and that's where all the good stuff is going to happen. Okay? That's where the conversations start. And I find a lot of that through Nutrimetrics, believe it or not. I know a lot of people are kind of freaked out to go and talk to doctors. I highly recommend it, but don't do it until you've gotten trained in the Nutrimetrics consultant training, right? But you go and talk to them. Doctors love it when you go in and you get an appointment with them, and you talk about things that aren't necessarily just about the agenda of Nutrimetrics or the agenda of even the healthcare world, right? You may notice a picture behind them with their family. Ask them about their family. Maybe if you have a family, you have kids, that's common ground. So you want to talk about that sort of stuff. That's how I built my best relationships with some of the doctors that I work with. And I work with many doctors and many other kinds of health professionals. In fact, I have one recently. This is a doctor that I met 2 years ago. She told me, we built like this sort of nice relationship, right? She's a naturopath. And I followed up with her once in a while. She saw my posts on social media. I saw her posts, that sort of thing. And I sort of kept up with her. She kept up with me, I thought she did. Who knows if she really did or not. But I kept up with her. I kept following up with her. But not in a sort of annoying, persistent way, like, oh, hey, what about Nutrimetrics? Hey, what about Market America? What about Shop.com? It was never that. It was, how's your practice going? Tell me about what's going on here. I saw your newsletter. It looks incredible. Tell me about this detox that you're running with your patients. I'd really like to hear about that. So I did get her on the phone, and I said, I'd love to meet with you at your office. And she told me, she said, I think that's great. Come by my office. I said, I just want to see your office is like. She said, but I have to be honest with you. If this has anything to do with products or anything like that, I'm not interested, so don't waste your time. And I said, I just wanted to come and hang out and meet you at your office and get to know you a little bit. In my head, I'm just thinking, build the relationship. Even if this isn't right for her, Nutrimetrics may not be right for her, TLS may not be right for her, she may know another health professional that it is right for. So wouldn't it make sense to build the relationship? I did. This is 2 years in the making, you guys. I finally met with her at her office. She was lovely. She had a beautiful office. We sat, we talked, we kibitzed. It was great. By the end of the meeting, she wanted to know everything about Nutrimetrics and everything about TLS. She couldn't get the information fast enough because I didn't really give it to her. I just asked about her, and I let her talk. And let me tell you something, guys. She revealed it all. It's like being like a bartender or a hairdresser, you know? She just revealed everything, and it was kind of magical, and I feel like I really got to know her, and she got to know me, and because of that, we built this great relationship. She's now a very fast-growing health professional in my organization. But here's what's so cool about it. You think, okay, health professionals are just gonna be focused on Nutrimetrics, health and nutrition, maybe TLS. She totally digs the shopping annuity. She's like into it. She has 4 kids. Do you think she spends some money? Yeah, she spends money. And she buys a lot of stuff for her kids, so don't you think it makes sense for her to start buying it through her own Shop.com site and supplies for her office, which, by the way, I do with all my doctor's offices. When I implement it in there with Nutrimetrics, they're all buying all of their paper goods and all this stuff, usually from Staples or somewhere like that. Well, I talk to the office manager, the person who does the ordering in the office, and I shift their buying habits to go to the doctor's own Shop.com site, so everybody wins. And the office manager is earning a little cash back. And eventually, they want to know what's going on, too. So there's a whole world out there, and it's pretty insane if you think about it, because there's opportunity everywhere you go, even where you don't think it's going to be. In the hardest of health professionals, too, they all of a sudden get light when you start talking about shopping. And I remember one of them, we had a conversation, and it led to Motives Cosmetics. Who would have thought? You know, and all of a sudden, this very sort of rigid doctor became like a 12-year-old girl. I was like, what happened to you, doc? But it was great. It was great, and that relationship kept going and building, and now she orders a ton of products. She orders Motives Cosmetics. She's getting all sorts of stuff, so it's really, really exciting. It comes down to a powerful invitation. So once that all happens, you guys, once you're building these great relationships, you're going to invite them to events, plug them in. Especially as your team starts to grow, you have to utilize these events. Think about what you guys are getting here this weekend. Could you possibly go home and tell everybody everything you're getting? No. So be sure that you have minimum of 3 tickets, all right? And plug them into the international convention that's coming up and all the events that are happening in between in your local area. Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you at the top. Right on.
Something that's in common with both of the last two speakers, they're both local coordinators and they're both building. So there used to be a stigma that if you're part of the NMTSS, you can't build. I just want you to know, again, the last two builders that we're talking about recruiting were local coordinators, and we all have a responsibility to take a part in the NMTSS, take your spot with your community and support it.